a minute.
In the meantime.
Serenity, you rescued me from the storms I used to chase. I found your voice in quiet waves. In stillness I found grace. No more chains and no more plea. I am who I'm meant to be. At last I breathe serenity.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. We're back as promised. Alpha, how you doing today,
Hi.
buddy?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Just having a little bit of problems with my camera. I
What
don't know
is
it
up with your
always
camera,
goes
man?
with My camera. It's always the
You know,
camera.
for a tech guru, you are horrible at camera things, man. That's just crazy. Every
Listen,
time I turn around.
it works, and then suddenly it stops working. Like, that's not me. That's not my problem. That's not my fault, yo.
No. Couldn't be anything you did. You know, be careful, because every time I go to mom's, her computer's having problems. And I always tell her it's her. It's totally her. It's like, what did you install? And I start asking her questions. Like, nothing, I swear. Went in yesterday, looked at it, and she had malware bites, found 27 different infections or malwares on there. I'm like, Mom, obviously you did
goodness.
something.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
yeah.
No, it was you. It was you. We know it was
Totally
you.
me.
You just hit your mom up. That's all. We know you did
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, she blames it on the dog. Snoopy did it. It's like, no, Mom, the dog is not doing anything on your computer. So, yeah, tech guru, exactly. I like that.
Snoopy is suspicious.
ID 10T error. Yes, I agree, Wild Angel. It is. So, welcome everybody to another Freaky Friday. Want to say hi, Wild Angel. Good to see you with us. Glad you made it home safely. Oh, hey, look, Alpha fixed it. Would you stop breaking shit, man?
Stuff needs to stop breaking on its own, okay? Okay. It's not me.
Wow. You know,
Not
you and
me.
I both know computers do not break themselves. It takes human interaction to break.
What do you mean? That
Yeah.
is, I don't know, some ableist nonsense you're talking right now.
Silly.
Absolutely.
How dare I think about it?
Exactly.
BTK, my man. How you doing, brother? Good to see ya. Says howdy. Okay, so it has been a crazy week, and it hasn't gotten any better. In fact, today, news kind of exploded, and as you guys know, the market's been running red with blood. Now, that's been going on since October 10th. One of the biggest crypto crash in history. Horrible day. A lot of us thought it was the government shutdown, the tariffs, things like that. Well, today, new information has come out, and it was actually triggered by another post. And we're going to get into that in one sec, but let's go through a quick rundown of just how bloody the markets really are. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start with the bad news. We're going to get that out of the way. Then we'll move on to the good stuff, which tonight's topic is going to talk about the eternal battle of what if. You know, we all face this battle. What if I do this? What if I do that? What if I'm not pretty enough, smart enough? You know, what if I apply for this job, don't get it? What if I ask her out on a date and she says no? And the what ifs are a toxic internal battle we fight with every day. And I'm going to tell you about one that I've been fighting with over the last week. And that's what kind of triggered this, because I have absolutely been fighting one of these. And it's been a challenge. And I started analyzing just how much of my time and energy I'm burning on the concept of what if. And I think it was about Wednesday, I finally said, you know what? Forget it. Send it to the wind. Just full send. Go this direction. If I crash and burn, I crash and burn. That's fine. I've got a backup plan. I can do this. I can do that. But if I just sit stagnant in what if, never going to do anything. So that's our topic tonight. We'll get into right after the crypto news. Yeah, CK the Ghost, my man. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. And Wild says, hey, Nexus, is Cyber Unicorn hanging around tonight? Yes. Is Cyber Unicorn out there? Because I hear she got her special gift right here from Idaho. So I'll tell you about that in just a second. Says, maybe she's still at work at the moment. So you have no producer in your ear. Boy, I wish you guys I had a producer in my ear so they'd say, shut up and just tell us. Okay. So, Alpha, how about it? How much have you been following the crypto world today? It's been crazy.
I'm always following the crypto world, but it's just a very different world from what you do.
Okay. Well, hey, that's fair. That's fair. Well, bad news, guys. A crypto market overview, real quick run through. BTC has dropped to 84,400, down nearly 28% from its recent highs. Ethereum was hanging about 7,600, or it fell 7.65%, and it was hanging around $2,740. XRP did a slump of 8%, down to 192. That's even after the Bitwise XRP ETF launched with 22 million in trading volume. So, as you can tell, everything in the market is down, except a few little exceptions, but those are very few and very rare. So, overall market cap, we're down $2.98 trillion. Yeah, T with a T. That's trillion. But and on top of that, trading volume has spiked 269 billion, showing a lot of panic selling. A lot of people are freaking out. They don't know what's going on. And the news today, I know a lot of people of you have seen different content creators talking about it, different things on YouTube and X and everywhere else. A lot of postings going on, specifically from MSCI, about this announcement they put out. And I was going to share my screen, and I didn't do this. Whoa, that's the wrong button. I changed my layout, so things are looking really, really weird. So I need to add a camera source. Oh, it's down there. Let's do that. So share my screen, entire screen, and screen one. Okay. So the article here, guys, is, as soon as I find it again, there it is. So what it all centers around is this announcement that went out on October 25th, 2025. Thank you. And this is from MSCI. Now, if you don't know what MSCI is, let me give you a quick rundown of what this is, and I'll leave this on the screen so you can read through while I'm explaining this. I'm going to bring my notes over to this side so you can see what the hell I'm talking about, because I don't even remember. Sorry, guys, I turned my left monitor on its side now, so everything is all whacked out for me. So, yeah, my whole setup is weird. This is the first time running it. Okay, so the MSCI is Morgan Stanley Capital International. It's a major American financial service company best known for creating a global stock market I always say this wrong, indices like the MSCI World and MSCI Emerging Market. Now, indices are just fancy word for playlist, if you will. Okay, and so, but instead of songs, they're a collection of stocks. So that means if you want to invest in a stock, instead of just picking and choosing, you can go into this playlist that the MSCI has entered, and it will buy all of those stocks all in one. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. Okay, and that's basically how that works. Now, excuse me, the announcement from October 10th you see on the screen here is the same day the record crypto crash occurred. Now, nobody really talked about this. Nobody really saw this until today. Now, all of a sudden, Bloomberg and Yahoo and everybody's talking about this. Now, MSCI is looking to exclude any digital asset treasury companies whose balance sheet holds more than 50% of their valuation in cryptocurrency. Meaning, a lot of these companies that have huge stockpiles of Bitcoin and things like that, and that's what they're building their company on, they're talking about removing that. So think of it like the Fortune 500 company list, okay? If you're on that Fortune 500 company list, that is a series of acknowledgement of clout, and that you are one of the top companies in the world people want to invest. They want to transfer money in. Well, if you lose that standing, suddenly you are no longer included in a lot of these different index fund capabilities. So if different places were removed from the MSCI, that means that would be huge outflow of funds that would no longer pour into those companies. And once it gets removed, any shares of that company in that index fund has to immediately get liquidated. It's all algorithmic based. It's not people saying, let's leave it on for a week. It's all computer controlled. So if they lose this, then different companies will absolutely go out the window in a heartbeat. And they're going to have to liquidate all those shares, causing the price of that company's stock to basically plummet. Okay, did I cover that well enough? Do you guys have any questions on that? Or did I give you a good breakdown there?
That's pretty brutal.
Okay.
That is pretty brutal.
It is brutal. It is brutal. And yes, like Nick's saying, the index decision isn't final until January 26th. As well, to be fair, this is all just statements about consideration. Yes, you're right. This is the big thing. It's a consideration. That's why I highlighted certain areas. So excluding from the MSCI Global Investment Market Index companies whose digital assets holding represent 50%, okay, the consultation will remain open until December 31st, 2025. So right now, they're just talking about it, okay? But as we know in the crypto world, you start talking about something, people freak, people panic. And that's exactly what's going on right now. they're going to be deciding this up until the end of the year, and they won't make a final conclusion until January 15th of 2026. Now, that won't actually go into place until February of 2026. So this is not something that's going to affect us right now. But as we know, buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay, so this time where everybody's just doing the opposite. They hear the rumor, they hear this information, and they're freaking. They are actually panic selling a ton of investments out there. And this is why we're seeing a lot of what's going on. Now, you couple that with your tariffs, you couple that with the government shutdown, you couple that with everything going on, as well as we're hitting that time frame, 1,050 days or something, and then basically the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. We're hitting that point as well. So you put all these pieces together and you make for a pretty ugly market. And that's what we're seeing right now. It's just not very pleasant. Daddies are basically the only yeah.
It's all about how you look at it, though. Because, like, if you zoom out, like, if we look at it, like, during the FTX crash, Bitcoin was, what, 20K? And FTX was huge because it was FTX, it was Celsius, it was that other one. We had, like, 3 huge things right after each other, and Bitcoin was around 20K. We have Bitcoin at 85K now. So it's like, if you look at it, it's kind of like, people are kind of overreacting. The way I see it, it's like people are overreacting because, yeah, sure, things crashed, but if you were just holding Bitcoin, you'd be fine, I guess. If you were just holding ETH, you'd be fine. Because ETH is 27. What was ETH during FTX? 25, 24? It's like, I don't understand why you're so panicked. You are muted.
My bad. Thank you. And that's the thing is a lot of people really don't understand how all this is going to work. Now, of course, we're going to have a drawdown. We expect that. Now, yeah. I know I was really hoping Sai's going to be there, but guys, Sai will not be joining us. He had an emergency rush to take Rose to the hospital. Apparently, she got something in her eye. He shot me a picture just a few minutes ago letting me know that he's not going to join us tonight because he does have to take her in. So, Rose, our prayers are with you, dear. I hope your eye comes out good, and I hope it's just something to get out really simple. But, yeah, sadly, he won't. But I can tell you that he did share a post with me the other day in the Down Home Crypto Discord talking about BTC being below, I believe it was the 50 MA. Is that right?
I think
50
so.
or the 100 MA.
I think so, yes.
All right. And once it goes under the 50 MA, he's saying it pretty much does not recover until the next cycle. So he would expand more, and we'll try to, next week, hopefully we'll have him on, and we'll have him explain that a little bit better for us. But yeah, right now, everything is going down. Next says, isn't there like $500 billion just sitting around waiting to buy Sailor products? Yeah, actually there is. And that's the big thing is, and I had that article here, and a lot of this really goes around Michael Saylor. And there we go. I forgot the name all of a sudden. MicroStrategy. So these are some of the articles that popped up today, and this is what really kind of sent the whole markets freewheeling. So MicroStrategy faces $9 billion outflow risk as index providers eye Bitcoin holdings. Okay, so all this goes down to the MicroStrategy company and Michael Saylor, which I know a lot of you have heard in the DeFi world or in the crypto world. And the whole argument is they are not an index fund. I forget how he put it.
Share the link, so that people can go check out the article.
Yes, thank you. I will do that. So here's the one from Yahoo Finance. Yeah, that'll make it a lot easier for me trying to describe this. So this is one that really started triggering. It was in Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, a lot of those popular financial magazines. But then Michael Saylor came back today and posted on X, Strategy is not a fund. It is not a trust and not a holding company. We're a publicly traded operating company with a 500 million software business and a unique treasury strategy that uses Bitcoin as productive capital. Now, he posted this today, and this is his statement about what exactly is Jeez, I keep forgetting the name of this company. Why do I keep doing that?
MicroStrategy.
Thank you. Why do I forget that? It's like Wolves of Wall Street. I don't know why I forget Wolves of Wall Street too. Yeah, some names just mess me up. So, guys, do your own research. That's the big thing here. Right now, big corporations and big governments are having a pissing match, and it's affecting all of us because we start seeing all this outflow of BTC. All of a sudden, we see our prices go down. So here's my advice right now is if you've done your research, if you know exactly what you believe in and what you're holding in your bags, if you still believe in it, try to back out. Back away from the news. Take a look at the big picture. Could we be going down, finding a new bottom? Could the bull market be over? It's possible. Nobody could say it's not possible. Unlikely? That's possible too. The big trick is your game all about the next 6 months, or is it about the next 6 years or 10 years or 20 years? So if you're playing the long game, stuff like this really doesn't affect you as much as it would a lot of people, except for telling you that, hey, it's on sale. So pick up some more, whether that's BTC, Ethereum, your favorite altcoin, whatever you believe in that's actually building something. You need to make your own choices. So read the news, but please don't get wrapped in the chaos, in the fear, because we're seeing panic sellers going nuts.
Also, it's like, I think I saw another post now in this week on X where someone was like, it's funny, I'm a trader. Like, this was him. He was like, it's funny, I'm a trader. And obviously I've spent a lot of time trading like ETH and Bitcoin and everything. I was like, I make less money, or rather I have less money now than my wife that literally just takes $200 every week and buys $100 of Bitcoin and $100 of Ethereum. Her portfolio is worth more than mine, and I'm a professional trader. I was like,
about the way it works. Yeah. Trading is not always the best way to go, man. Sometimes just that DCA method, there's a reason it works. Whether the price is up, the price is down. In the end, overall, you're going to get a much better price than most people who are professionally trading.
Exactly. And it's like, it just puts that into perspective. This guy's a high frequency trader. He seems to be very good at it. Yet his wife, who literally just like, screw that shit. I'm going to just buy this. That's it. It's like, she's doing better than him. And you're like, yeah, kind of puts it into perspective that when you do things over a long period of time, even if it's just a little bit at a time, you're likely to come out on top more often than not compared to everyone else that's trying the trenching, who's buying the meme coins on BNB and trading every day on Pump Fund, or streaming on Pump Fund, or doing all of those things. Like, those people are in a high frequency environment, but that's not to say that they're actually going to make any money. They're more than likely going to lose money. They might make 10K today and lose 9K the next day. That's just how it goes. But someone that's buying every week $100, today the price is $2,700, next week the price is $2,500, the week after that is $2,900. At the end of the day, the value technically cancels out at like $2,700. Now it comes to 5K. It's like, bro, that's double.
Exactly. And, and that's the thing is, I just had a big conversation with my mom the other day, talking about the price, things like that. And, because one of the altcoins that I've always believed in is AVAX. As you guys know, I like Avalanche. I like what they're building. In fact, I've got an update for them. But, she's been doing a DCA over the last year and a half. And she's like, oh my God, my portfolio's down. It's horrible. It's like, Mom, you got to remember, you haven't lost anything. The value of what you have has dropped. Yes, not going to deny that. But you haven't sold, which means you haven't actually lost. All you have to do is wait. If it's a project that's going to build, if it's a blockchain that has a future to it, then it should survive just fine. Now, whether it's going to go up here in the next month or 2 months or 6 months or a year or 10 years, that we don't know. It could go to zero. That's always a possibility. But for most of these in the top 20, 30 slots, they're pretty solid. They're going to stick around. And especially if they continue to build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well worth it. Exactly.
Let's look at what others at Starknet. Like, they just suddenly started pumping. I can't remember what they did, but they announced something at Dev Connect in Buenos Aires. And like, they just started like pumping like crazy. Even though they've been like on a pretty steady downtrend for a long time, suddenly things are looking good for them. It's just like, sometimes things just take time. It just, that's all it is. It just takes time. You have to wait. Ethereum is also a really good example. Yes, Ethereum's at like 2,700 compared to when it was like almost 5K, like 2 months ago, not even 2 months ago. But first I'll say on that is that someone who I follow, OX Squid, he made a bet that if Ether reaches 5K by the end of the year, he's eating his nutsack. So he saved his nutsack. I'm just saying, it's safe.
Things people put out there, right?
And anyway, he's a really serious developer though, so that was interesting. Obviously, it was group chat talk, that's group chat
Right.
talk, but someone put it out there and it just happened. But anyway, now why I want to mention that is that at DevConnect, they literally just showed that Ethereum can produce blocks in less than a minute. Real-time block production on Ethereum is possible, and this is the layer 1. Real-time block production is faster than Base. It's faster than Arbitrum. It's faster than Solana. Literally faster than every other chain in existence on Ethereum.
Maybe that just shifted gears, because that goes into my next piece of news. So I think we covered that, guys. If you have any questions, I think we could try to answer about all the stuff we just went through. Drop it in the chat. We'll be happy to reach out. Any knowledge we have, and we have some people backstage that probably have some answers as well. So toss them in the chat there. We'll be happy to answer them. But we can get lost in the drama of BTC. However, we're going to keep rolling on the crypto news because we really got to get into the topic tonight because we got a full house back there. But you had just made a mention that Ethereum is the only one who could do sub-second confirmations. Is that right, Alpha?
I don't know. They're not the only. They're just the fastest. They are They are close to being the fastest real-time block production. Technically, Mega ETH can do it too. I think Monad also technically, and like 3 or 4 other blockchains. But realistically, Ethereum's the only one that can do it right now.
Well, I hate to tell you, that just changed as of 2 days ago, because Avalanche just launched their Granite upgrade. You guys heard about this at all? Yeah.
Not.
AVAX has been building on the back end. I like AVAX. I'm prejudiced, probably because it's the first crypto I got into. But the Granite upgrade went live November 19th of 2025. Now, it's the network's most significant upgrade of the year, introducing faster block times, biometric authentication, and cheaper cross-chain transactions. Now, how they're doing this is validators can now adjust minimum block times based on network conditions. Now, this paves the way for sub-second confirmations. Yeah, sub-second, less than a second to confirm. Pretty impressive right there. Biometric authentication built into it because it grants support for the SECP 256R1. I have no idea what that is, but that's what it says. I did some research. Basically, it's the same that's used on Apple's Face ID and Touch ID. So that same level of biometric security.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. This also enables passwordless device-native authentication across DApps. That's right. Not having to sit there and put password because you got biometric security.
That's good.
Now, they've also got cross-chain optimization, which messaging costs between chains are reduced, making Avalanche more efficient for multi-chain operations. And the fee reduction, transaction fee reductions were slashed by 99.9%. A move aimed to boosting institutional adoption and user activity.
Oh, that is some big upgrades.
That is some huge upgrade. And Nexus, it's been very hard. It has been Nexus, man. I'm with you, brother. And some people call me an AVAX Maxi, and maybe I am, but I've always loved what they were building, and they've never been super hyped. They've never been really loud and like in your face. They've always just been behind the scenes grinding and working. And I think something big's come for AVAX. That's just my opinion. Do your own research, decide for yourself. But yeah, Nexus, I'm with you, brother. I like AVAX. I think they have a lot of potential. And honestly, that has been the altcoin I have been collecting. So when I've had Mom collecting, it's what Wild Angel I know has been collecting. And every time it drops down, it's like, dude, sale price. Yeah, Blue White Special. So when this stuff comes to fruition and this really takes off here in the next 6 months, year, 2 years, who knows when, I plan on having a nice little stockpile of it. So yeah, I'd definitely be curious. Yeah, I'm really curious. So let me know in the chat. What is the one altcoin you guys think we should be paying attention to that maybe we're not? Maybe it's something that's kind of flying under the radar that is doing something truly unique or something that really stands out. Not just hype as like, oh, Pepe coin. No. And please keep it to like a blue chip or an actual utility or something like that. But I would like to know.
Pepe has the best utility in the market, man. What do you mean?
Oh my God.
How dare you? How
dare you disgrace Pepe? Pepe is my hero.
Exactly.
All hail Pepe.
Every day I send a Pepe meme somewhere. It is the greatest thing that has ever happened to crypto, obviously.
And this is why his computer doesn't work. Yeah. I think we found the answer to the problem over at Alpha's house. Okay, enough of that. XMR, yes. XMR is very interesting. I have not dug in as much as I should, but CK, yes. I have heard a lot of good things about XMR, and I need to do more research on that one. So, yeah, that's something definitely want to check out. Let's see, as for me, super easy, like AI agents, privacy, and conspiracy, VVV. Venice Token. I have never heard of Venice Token. Nexus, man. I'm going to put that on my notes right now to go check out Venice Token. Go check out Venice Token. VVV. Okay. I got it on my notes to check that out, man. Thank you for the insight. And yeah, guys, anything you want to share about conversations here or any topics like this, toss them in the Down Home Crypto Discord, because that's where we all learn together. Speaking of Down Home Crypto Discord, well, no, I'm going to dive into that for a second. Because that we gotta finish out our crypto world, and then we'll jump into that, and then we'll slide into the topic. So don't get me messed up. You will get confused. Lots of privacy stuff in the pipe. Ooh, interesting. Okay, Midnight. Yes, thank you, Wild Angel. That's where I want to go into next. Now, guys, I put out a couple videos about Midnight and their scavenger mining. Now, not all of it did I put out. In fact, some I shared only in the Down Home Crypto Discord. Now, I put out a video about how to use the NuFi wallet to mine up to 30 different wallets simultaneously on one system. Now, the mining has ended, but you had to consolidate those wallets as of 11 UTC today. That puts it about 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys saw that. I put a video out how to do it. But now, the videos I didn't put out, and that's only available to the Down Home Crypto community, is I also went in the general chat and put a guide on how to go out and use the Nocturne wallet to rent systems on Clore AI for a quarter the price of Avast AI website, and put them to work mining. And I shared that probably about a week ago, and I got to tell you, I cleaned house. I did awesome on that. And same time, we had to consolidate yesterday on the Nocturne, and I put instructions in the Down Home Crypto Discord, general chat, so everybody could read them. So please understand, even though you're following me here on the channel, doesn't always mean you're going to get all the story. Definitely join the Down Home Crypto Discord, and I know Alpha's going to put a link in the chat for you right now, but hop in there, because that's where we discuss everything, whether it's what's going on in the market, what's going on in life, different opportunities that maybe we don't want to make a video about. Maybe we want to keep just for our community, so that way they have a better opportunity. And oftentimes, I will share my thoughts and my information in the Discord before I ever create a video about it. So if you want to know what's going on right at that moment, definitely jump to Discord. And if you need help or have questions, that's where to put them. And there's always people in there to help out. Hey, look, a QR code. I look special. We got our own QR code.
Yes, I was just going to say, I did want to pick up the QR code.
There you go. So yes, that is the Midnight. The claim the consolidation ended this morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Now here's how it's going to work, guys. You cannot actually start claiming until your thaw date. So let me give you a quick breakdown of how that's going to work real quick. So the thaw date will begin on day 1 to day 90. Now that day 1 actually occurs on December 8th. There it is. Or no, 8th of January. Sorry, 8th of January, 2026. Now that's day 1. Now from there, all the miners will thaw out in a 1 to 90 day time frame starting January. Wow, I just lost my date again. It's up there. There it is. January 8th. Damn it. Laugh it up, Alpha. Hey, I got a whole page of notes here, guys, so I'm trying to keep it all straight. So that's day 1. So from there to 90 days out, your wallet could pop up as thawed. So you got to start keeping an eye on their Discord, on their X announcements on what's going on. Now, once you do get your first claim date, that's your set day. Now, your second one, and by the way, for the record, your entire earnings will be released in 4 allocations, 25% per thaw, and those thaws will be exactly 90 days apart. So once you finally get your first day, set your calendars, because 90 days from there, you'll get another 25%. 90 days from that second one, you'll get another 25%, and so on until you get the full 100% of your scavenger mining allocation. Okay, so beginning January 9th, you got to start watching your wallet, start watching the X and all those to find out if you qualify for a full thaw. So, did that make sense? Anybody have questions on that one?
Another complex system.
It's actually really, really simple. It's just they don't know exactly when your thaw is going to be. And in a way, that's good because that really brings in the question of versus releasing all the tokens at once, what's it going to do? It's going to wreck the price. It always does. So they spaced it out to make it so it's less sale pressure when it is released. But they've also made it to where everybody doesn't get it one day. So it does add a little bit of a questionable. My question is, how many people are going to remember to check their wallets, to check their unthaw at that time? Now, you can always wait until the very end, a year from now, and everything will be unthawed. You can collect it all at once. That's fine. It's not like you have to be there to collect it, otherwise you lose it. That's not happening. So it's not like it's a rush, but if you are waiting for that, that's how it's all going to work.
I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot of people that will check back in like maybe in 6 months and be like, oh, look, I can get like, I don't know, whatever percentage. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. Let me just grab my tokens and wait it out or sell off some or whatever. There's going to be people that maybe didn't even see the announcement about it and just going to check back in like 6 months from now and be like, oh, shit, I got tokens. My tokens
I got money.
All right. All right.
I love those great paydays. Like, wait, what? How did that work? And yeah, I mean, I'm expecting another grass airdrop here in the next month or so. BTK turned us on to that about a year and a half ago. The first airdrop was awesome. I've been running it all this time. I know many of you have as well. And yeah, I'm expecting to see that end of this year, first of next year, just see some nice returns on grass as well. So guys, all this is listed out in DHC. It's also in the description of this video under free to earn opportunities. They're there because they don't cost anything. So, hey, it doesn't hurt to participate. So definitely go check them out. Now, some things that does hurt, sadly, and it hurts my soul, is the fear and greed index. We are setting at like a record low of 11 today.
You see that also. During FTX, we had a better fear and greed index. Like, just imagine that. After FTX, the fear and greed index looked better than it does now. It's like,
oh, yeah. Why? Yeah.
That's mind-blowing. Like, what do you mean? We had FTX and you mean like now is worse? How are people more fearful now than during FTX? It's like, I guess maybe
I think
maybe it's just perception. Maybe it's not that people are actually as fearful. It's just that that's how things are perceived. Because I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like hyper bullish on a lot of things, but it's kind of like things are just been going kind of sideways for so long that no one has any real expectations right now, that it makes it look like the fear is really bad. But people are just like, we just don't expect anything right now. That's how it is.
We only expect bad right now. That's how it really is.
Basically, it's like we don't have any expectations right now. So it's like, if anything good does happen, cool. We weren't waiting for it. It just happened. And maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's
and it is good.
Into a bull run, like a proper like bull run that just like sets off certain things, and you're just like, yeah, crypto's good again for like 3 months, and then everything's over. Well,
and and the interesting part is we talked about this last couple weeks is we haven't had much of an alt season. Now some people say we have, and they were alts that we weren't invested in, like Zcash, things like that. Others would say no, we haven't had an alt season because your blue chip altcoins like AVAX, Ethereum, things like that haven't really pumped like we expected. A lot of those we were expecting much better from that. Yeah, we never recovered from the bear. We're stronger now. Yeah. And we knew the cycle was going to be different. We knew things were going to be very confused because of the regulation, the ETFs. A lot of these things were going to change what we're used to. It's not going to be our standard 4-year up and down and up and down. Last cycle we had COVID, which totally threw a wrench in the whole system. Now they're talking another $2,000 check out of stimulus payments and stuff. We won't get into that mess, but who knows? It might trigger the same kind of thing where people have more money than they need. What are they going to do? They're going to gamble with it. So I'm expecting to see a lot of DeFi projects, a lot of things like that really start hyping up here in the next 60 to 90 days is my estimation. And for most of those, they're not going to survive, as we know. A lot will not survive. So when that happens, please, guys, be careful out there.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Also, it's like, even if people get that money, it depends on what they decide to do with it. It's like, it's cool, But if people get into crypto and they get into the meme coin side of things, then we just screwed. We just screwed because then we never get in the alt season at that point. It's just never going to happen because all meme coins do is suck out liquidity. They just extract it and they suck out liquidity. NFTs still had a really good run for crypto. They actually pumped the whole of crypto. So if we had another NFT season, I'd be good with that too. I mean, NFTs are cool, but meme coins, they will just wreck everything. If they have maybe some really good alts, maybe like indices for crypto, that would be a very different story. Things that would look hella good. Even if it's just like AI related blockchain stuff, that would also pump the world. If it's privacy, that's even better because maybe people want to do that. But I don't see most normies wanting to get into that really. It's like, why even bother? But it's really interesting that even if that does happen, even if people suddenly have a huge amount of money because it's end of year, a lot of people are getting their second paycheck, like the 13th paycheck, bonuses and stuff like that. Even if people do get that money now, like if they put it into crypto, what are they going to do with it? Now, I did see that I think it's called DeFi app, like literally just called DeFi app. So it's hyper liquid, but in the app format for your phone. If people decide to go and do that, that's also a whole different story because technically that doesn't pump the whole market. That's just trading. It's not going to pump the whole market. It's not going to really make everything go crazy. People put it into stable coins. Again, it doesn't affect the market. If people decide to buy Japanese yen because there's a yen stable coin now, that's not going to pump the market. That's just going to increase the supply of Japanese yen stablecoin. It's just going to increase the price of the amount of euro stablecoin or USDT or USDC or whatever. That doesn't pump the market. So it's like, what are normies going to see immediately should they have that money and put it into crypto? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and likely the other alts. But are they going to stick with that? That's the real question.
That's always a question. And I mean, you guys in the chat have been having a great conversation. I've been trying to bring it on the screen here. I mean, there's so much going on with crypto bubbles, with NVIDIA, with everything going on. It's a scary world. And that's kind of what brought up the topic for tonight's conversation. Before we dive into that, there is one investment I can tell you that I'm still up on. Through all this blood matter over the last several months, there's one that is still actually making me money every week. What is it? I know you're dying to ask. Well, you probably already know if you've been with us for a while. And that is my POX. It is still paying out. We still made 48 cents last week. It's not getting rich, but you know what? Sometimes not losing is winning. And so my hat's off to Various and the POX team and Monstro team because, it's kind of nice. I put some money there and guess what? It's still there. It's not, hey, look, it's worth half now. And I still get my little USDC every week. Might be a few cents, but hey, that's better than finding out that my portfolio is just drained. So, doing well. Nexus, or Alpha, anything you want to say about POX or Monstro's Universe? Anything going on over there that we need to be aware of? Or is it just one of those just check in?
Just check in. Monsters are very, very passive play. Like there's generally hardly anything that happens over there. We just kind of just chill. It's just chill. Let things be as it is. I have been speaking to Various about maybe trying a few different things, maybe like getting a Monstro vault on Hyperliquid that people can deposit their funds into, and then we get the liquidity fees and stuff like that from it, which would be really cool. But we'll see how it goes. We will definitely see how it goes. But I think things are going to be interesting. There's a lot of things that we can do, that we might do. But hey, that's just how crypto is. It's always random. It's always fun.
Exactly. We never really know. And that's some of the fun of it. It's just like I've been sharing the Boar game, a remake of Or, but on Binance. And, I was kind of hoping maybe it'll take off. Who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I would use my Trump bucks to repay a fiat loan I took out to buy something that mattered. That way the 2K isn't even income to me anymore. There you go. So that's a great way to do it, Nexus. I like it. Me too, Nexus. Pay off debt. Yeah, good way to do it. I know they're talking about they want to make savings count for everybody to save that money. It's like, dude, seriously. The economy's wrecked. Inflation's going through the roof. Jobs are dropping like rocks. And you want us to save money? Dude, we're trying to survive here.
Save it on Aave. Put it in Aave.
Right.
Put it in Aave. Aave.
There you go.
People say that. I say Aave, but I know other people say Aave. I feel like, I don't know, Aave just makes sense. Aave sounds
that works.
weird.
It does sound weird. And CK sounds Japan just made a move of a 21.3 trillion stimulus package. Damn.
Oh,
That's a nice package. They got a lot of people over there. So it takes a lot to send the checks to everybody. So, and I
also that's in yen probably. It's not like in USD, so it's a different kind of. What would that equate to in US then? It's like 21.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't math me. It's Friday night, man. Pour yourself a drink.
Million, something like that. Anyway.
A whole lot. A whole lot of Legos. There's an awful lot of Legos. That's what it is. Awful lot of Legos. I refuse to say because how academic pronounced American. New blockchain base. Okay, fair enough. 135 billion USD is a conversion. Thank you, CK. Because don't math me on a Friday night. So I think that covers most of the crypto stuff, guys, out there. Of course, there's a lot more. Biggest thing is do your own research. Take a step back and look at things from the big picture. Do not get wrapped up in social media. Because like we talked about many times before, news broadcasts and articles and social media is all designed to conform your thought process to one direction. That's the direction that these big corporations want you to think. Whether it's the government, whether it's big corporations, whether it's advertising campaigns, they're all trying to manipulate your brain. So do yourself a favor. Take a step back and think for yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to that guy or anybody else here. Decide for yourself what's right for you, because only you know your situation. So,
damn, there's the conversion. 135 billion. The yen thing.
I'll just write you a check, no problem.
21.3 trillion is 135 billion US. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
I agree, Nexus. Nothing stops this train, man. You can't take back technology. You can't undo it. They wanted to undo the internet. We saw how that went. They wanted to undo cell phones. Well, we saw how that go. Yes, I'm old enough to remember all of those creations, and they tried to undo them. They tried just like, no, we want to unring the bell. Can't be done. So make no mistake. Digital finances. Yeah. Yeah. You can't close the box. That's it. Box is open. Tech is out there, and all it's going to do is continue to evolve. So best thing you do is try and get ahead of it. Try and learn from it, but don't get sucked into the underpools, because there's some dark swirling currents going out there. So think for yourself. Okay. I think we covered everything. Any more questions? Nothing's coming through. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this party started, because that was a long crypto thing, but there's a lot going on. And right now, it's crazier than most times, and the markets don't help. You see those big red candles, makes people panic. But of course, that brings about the question of, well, what if I sold my crypto now and then bought it again later? What if I held on to it and it just continues to plummet? Those what if questions, those are what haunts us every day of our lives. And I guarantee every one of you watching this, everyone here, has them every single day. There's no way you can't. Well, unless you're stop breathing, then you probably don't. But if you're breathing, I guarantee sometime during the day, your brain says, what if? What if I stop for pizza and she's already made dinner? What if I don't stop for pizza and, she just decides we want to go out to dinner? Okay, what if I put gas in my car tonight or tomorrow? I mean, what ifs are everywhere. And what triggered this, guys, is, for me personally, there has been some fairly large YouTube channels that have been removed. Yeah, YouTube came in and deleted the channel. Tactical Investing, I talked about them a few weeks ago, had his channel wiped out. Fefe just had his channel wiped out a couple days ago. These are people that have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of subscribers, and they have not violated anything. They haven't said, oh, you had 3 strikes, so you got removed. They just said, no, it doesn't match with our guides and policies, so we are taking your channel down permanently. They've put in legal forms to try and get it back, and they won't. They refuse. Not going to explain why. They're just say no. So that has been one of my internal struggles of, I do a lot of crypto information, a lot of DeFi, a lot of DePIN, but also things like Freaky Fridays where it's more social. But what if tomorrow I find out my channel's gone? What am I going to do? What if it happens? What if it doesn't? So many questions bring this up. So that's what kind of triggered the whole topic of tonight. But we're going to bring everybody up here, and we're going to dive down this rabbit hole of the eternal battle that fights within us all of what if. So let's go and get the party started. So, of course, wouldn't be a party without a beautiful lady, Miss Wild Angel. How's it going, love?
Everybody, how's it going?
How about Angel?
Going good. How about you?
Pretty good. It's just been kind of a crazy week. I'm glad it's over, and next week's a short week.
Ooh.
So I get a 5-day
Is that like short
weekend.
bus?
Just not as special.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Thanksgiving. That's special. That's special. Now,
Well,
you
yeah.
just had a what if tragedy over the last week or so about a new job posting you told us about last week. So, what did you decide on your what if position?
Well, my what if was, what if they post the supervisor position and I applied for it? Or what if I didn't? So I have spent the last 10 days actually prepping a resume, and it's looking really, really good. And had some people review it today, and they're saying it's looking good. So this weekend I brought my computer home from work, and I'm going to apply for it this weekend.
Woohoo! Right.
I sat down with the outgoing supervisor for about an hour yesterday and got the kind of lowdown on what she does. And it's nothing that is too far out of what I do. So it's not all the numbers that I'm good with. It's more legal and people side, which is kind of scary because people are messy.
Yeah, but you're married to me, so of course you're pretty used to messy, obviously. And we
I
got
am.
friends like Alpha over here. He's definitely a mess.
One of my top skills is expert. What did I say? Expert customer relationship manager.
Wow, that's impressive. What's it mean?
It means I'm really good at relationship building and building rapport with people and getting what I need from them, and they can get what they need from me. And I am really, really good at it.
I like it. Sounds impressive.
But yes, I am going to apply for that. And the funny thing is, my second job, I was actually suggested to apply for the head cashier position as well.
Wow, you're popular.
So, yeah, it was, yes, strongly suggested. And, I'm still not sure if I'm going to do that one because I don't know if I want to deal with all of that on top of just only being there 2 nights a week. And
It's a tough call.
It's one of those, I don't know if I want that kind of drama.
Ooh, drama. We love drama. And in fact, I know one person who is the master of drama, deals with drama all day long. It's none other than Nexus himself. What's up, Nexus?
Yes,
Damn it! I thought you were gonna say CK.
Tag, you're it.
It's true though.
How's it going, brother?
Okay, I can't deny it. It's been wild, crazy, turbulent week. Lots of, frankly, overall long-term bullish things are continuously happening around here. But, the short-term price action makes everybody miserable. Otherwise, yeah, usual crazy. Same shit, different Friday.
Hey, that works. Well, at least you're consistent, man. That beats the market. That's for damn sure. I don't know. It's consistently down in red lately, but it'll get better. I love the comments you're throwing out here, but yeah, a lot of these YouTube channels and stuff, they were not disclosing they were paid promotions.
And a lot of this change and a lot of this censorship that people are complaining about, it's based on changes made to YouTube's policy that are retroactive. Okay, so if you still have a ton of videos from last cycle where you're buying or shilling something or being allocated something, and you didn't disclose that back then they'll punish your channel today based on a policy change they made yesterday. Is basically the business reality. So a bunch of these channels who were just kind of nakedly shilling crypto and not disclosing their stakes, basically they're being smacked around by YouTube now, and they kind of have to justify their behavior on a private level in order to keep their channel, to keep their subscribers, to keep what they've built. And some of them will be able to do it, successfully, they'll be able to say, hey, listen, I disclosed. You can see it in the Discord server, that sort of thing, right? Like, that's one situation. But then there's going to be other people who were just like, oh, I just pushed shit on Twitter, took crypto for doing it, and did a YouTube video associated. Are you really deleting my channel over that? And YouTube's response is basically, yes, we are absolutely going to delete your channel over that. And we're under no obligation to keep platforming you if you're going to be doing shady stuff. Is basically what it comes down to.
And that's the one thing that's great with Serenity. He will always, he tells everybody point blank, I don't shill. If he doesn't have skin in the game, he doesn't promote it. And if he's paid for something, he tells you right at the beginning of the video, hey, this is sponsored, this is promoted, this is what I'm getting out of it. Even if it's, hey, they sent me this to review it.
And to
That's
some
not,
people, that's a real simple thing. But to other people, they just absolutely can't do it. They won't do it. Because if they do it, it costs them money.
Right.
Right? Like, it's if you admit that you're allocated a huge bag, then the moment you cash it in becomes a moment for history books, because blockchain transactions can't be erased, you can't hide them. So again, like, this is a reckoning that's been long overdue, and there are, I'll say straight up, they're gonna take it too far. Like, YouTube is definitely gonna go overboard. They're gonna hit some people who were disclosing, who were honest, who were transparent, when maybe they shouldn't. And they're gonna do that under the justification of, oh, you promoted something that turned out to be a scam that one time. Oh, okay. So expect some of that to occur, but for the most part, what we're going to see is a new basically a digital litigation as to what's okay and not okay to do and say and be on this platform in particular.
Yep. And I've seen a lot of them. I know a lot of people who didn't say they were being, it was sponsored, or that they were getting paid, or things like that. And a lot of people made a lot of money last cycle by doing that. A lot of people
was sponsored. It definitely was paid. And like those of us who are in the know, we know that. Like, in fact, some of those creators even talked to us about it.
Yep, exactly. They're like, they were proud of it. They're like, dude, look what I made. And it's a slippery slope. And I was lucky enough to be I don't want to say sponsored, but mentored. There's a word by Yabonks, who had a moral code he ran by, and he was very open and honest about how and when he got paid. Whether he got devices, whether he got paid to do it, he would let people know that, this is a sponsored video. And so that was kind of my mentor and what kind of started me on that road. And I never realized how important that was until like the end of the cycle, when I started seeing all these ramifications. Now today I look back like, oh, thank God. So Yabonks, brother, if you're watching, man, thank you. Because you would probably save me, hopefully, from having my channel pulled. Even though, yes, I did cover some project that turned out to be a rug. Didn't know at the time. I had skin in the game. I lost like everybody else. But I've always tried to be transparent on those aspects, and I hope I always stay that way. If you guys ever question that or want to know what I'm getting out of a video, hey, ask me. I'll be happy to tell you. So I got no problem with that.
YouTube will let you know on our behalf.
Oh, exactly, yes. They'll say, you're out of here. So yeah, that is kind of what triggered tonight. But of course, we got somebody else hiding backstage. Let's bring him on up and get this party started. So CK, my man, how's it going, brother?
The real drama queen. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's up? How's everyone doing?
Doing good, my man. Sorry we kept you backstage so long, brother. I do apologize.
No, it's all good, man. I was just making fun of Ansem on Twitter, so it's fine.
And see, I'm
awesome.
a janitor, but yet you call me the master of drama. Meanwhile, CK is over here feuding, punching up at Ansem, and it's just like, nothing.
Yeah. Well, he just starts one fight. You're like the referee of fights, man. You get to organize the drama. He just gets to start it. So it's like, I don't know.
If we can't resolve the next rug pull, we'll be having contiguous sack race, 2-man sack races on consecutive Sundays until a champion of liquidity is crowned.
I love it. So how you doing, CK? Are you ready for your big move and transition, buddy? I know that's coming up quick.
Yeah. So, for anyone that doesn't know, so I'm moving a couple states. I don't mind saying where. It's gonna be Connecticut, which I'm moving out of New York City to, which is a totally different world. They
Going
were
to the country,
they,
folks.
they wear Sperry's and shit, and nice clothes, and like I'm excited. Yeah.
Do they
And
let you New Yorkers into Connecticut? Is there like rules, like dress codes for
I
you
had
people,
to,
or what?
I had to put on like a quarter zip and like khakis to like see if they fit.
Yeah, you need khakis and a polo jacket with a collar. If it lacks a collar, then you're poor.
No, so I'm excited for all that. That's happening the day after
I'm bored.
Thanksgiving.
Nice.
And then I start the new job the following Monday. So
He's turned into a yuppie, guys. It's all
Yeah.
over.
It's over.
That's okay,
I'm-
CK. We still love you.
Yeah,
We do.
I signed up for like a gym. I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna go and meet girls there and like.
I'm allowed to joke about this because I'm like at least partially responsible for turning him into this.
No, so yeah, I went web too. Yeah. People are throwing jokes at me. I get it. My close friends keep saying I have my hands on the wall. You get the reference.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I emphatically support you, bro. That's why I'm joking about it.
No, I know.
Absolutely.
No. My friends are all messing with me. But yeah, I'm excited. So it's all good things coming, and last weekend home. So
Nice. Well, we're glad you decided to spend it here, and yeah, man, we're excited for you, brother. And I know you've gone through some rough times, and I'm sure during those times you probably were asking yourself a whole lot of what if questions. What if I pay this bill or that? Or those trying times really amplify those whole what if turmoils within ourselves. And so we want to dive into that a little bit today because we don't just have the crypto market crash, and we don't just have the government was shut down or that the government's just doing crazy shit. And everything overseas is just a mess as well. But we all deal with different kind of battles in our own lives. And they could be as simple as, should I apply for this job? Should I not? Should I take this course? Should I learn this? What should I do? And it always comes to the what ifs. So that's kind of what started this whole topic tonight. Now, each one of us, I think, has different scenarios and stuff, but I'm curious. In the last week, if you had to pick one what if moment that really stands out in your mind, and maybe you have a response of what the result was or not, what was that moment and what did you decide? If you don't mind sharing. So who wants to take it away first?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was directed.
Go for it, CKA. You spoke up, you win, man. It's all you.
Shit.
All you, homie.
So I guess I had to decide. So I picked my apartment, and I had to decide if I was going to lease a car or get an electric scooter. And I decided, F it, I'm not going to do either. I'm going to just Uber to work. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'm just Uber pooling to work instead of getting a scooter or a car. So F everybody and their advice. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely does. And that's an interesting outcome. So, what if I buy a car? What if I scooter? And you pick neither. Okay, now that's an interesting option that most people don't think about. They think of A or B. You go to a restaurant. Okay, you get one side from column A, one side from column B, and you say, I want F. The hell is F, man? Where did that come from? So how did you make that decision that you weren't going to get a car or a scooter and decide to go with the Uber? What's the deal there?
I did the math. Uber pool is about $10 to $15 each way. Train ticket is $10 each way, plus a 15-minute walk. Car license car lease is the lease plus insurance, which is way more, and plus parking. And then electric scooter, there's some rules in the town. You have to pay some tax or something. So this is the cheapest way, and I'd rather that. No liability.
No maintenance.
I like it. A tax on scooters? What?
Yeah, there's something with the they're using too much electric in the town, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Wow. That just blew my brain. Like, what?
Some places say they're really hard on the because people insist on riding them on the sidewalks. And so they're really hard on the infrastructure. And so Croc. Hey, Croc. Long time no see.
Good to see you, Croc. How you doing, brother? I promise I didn't do anything to the crypto market. It wasn't me. It was all that guy. Alpha
Me.
Yeah, totally Alpha.
Me.
Yeah, all him.
It was Alpha's
Man.
fault.
I can neither confirm or deny the speculative theories being shared in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. Man, Croc, I have missed you, brother. It's good to see you back here, man. We'll definitely have to meet up and jump to the Discord, man. We'll definitely talk and see what's going on in the world. And I'm seeing a lot of people coming back, so that's great. I think we're in for a pretty exciting next 6 months because I start seeing these familiar faces coming back and letting us know they're still alive. So, what about you, Nexus? What was your what if moment this week that really stood out?
What if moment? God, I feel like I've had 20 of them.
Well, you got to pick one.
Pick
Rob,
one?
That's
You want
amazing
me to
news.
pick? You gotta pick just one? Jeez. Hey, before I do that, Croc says he's back in the States and cancer-free. That's worth
That's
a highlight.
freaking
I was
amazing.
muted.
That is awesome.
Dude, that is excellent. Cancer-free,
That's a
brother.
Hell yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah!
Congratulations.
Dude,
Yeah.
brother, that is so good to hear.
Gee, yeah.
Yes. For those who don't know, Croc has been battling cancer for a very long time now. Been doing different treatments, a lot of different things in his life. And so that's why he's gone dark for a while there. So to know that you've actually beat that battle, that is insane. Brother, I am so proud of you and I'm so happy.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
Absolutely.
That's freaking
yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely. Whew. Man, I don't even know how to top that. Okay, that's the end of the show because that's like the best news anybody could ever get. So
It's
that's
like,
good.
what if,
I'm almost
what if,
crying.
what if cancer left? The answer's there, but it's back.
Right.
I just hope it
That
stays
is
in
awesome.
remission and that you ain't
Yes.
got any spare cells. I
Yep.
hate that.
Our prayers are with you, brother. Always have been. And
I am my grandma.
That is awesome, man. That is really awesome.
that is
It's
amazing.
even better because I think I just saw like someone that came up on my feed. That's someone that was battling cancer really badly. He unfortunately didn't make it out of it. And they literally scammed him on stream. So it's like really cool to hear positive outcome. Like he was streaming to raise money to pay for his cancer treatment. And then someone scammed him out of all of that money. It's like,
Oh my God.
yeah.
There's a special level in hell for those people, and we'll be happy to help get him there.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah,
going to
no.
say that.
It's good to hear some good news, you know?
Yeah.
It's really
Absolutely.
cool. It's really
That-
cool.
Especially in the dark days like that. And you know, it's interesting how that works because sometimes it's like I was telling you guys about it earlier, is that you're worried about the channel being canceled, things like that with what's going on and the market's being read. And so we come in here, I should say I come in here uncertain, unsure what the future holds. Looking at the markets, okay, there's a lot of bad news I gotta tell you about, I gotta educate you about. And to have one bright ray of sunshine shine through that, see Croc come back and tell us he's cancer free, man. That is like the coolest thing I've heard like all year. So, brother, thank you. Thank you for being that ray of sunshine in my life because people like you inspire me, inspire all of us to do this and to be here. So, man,
Croc, you
Yeah.
made me cry.
yeah. Good job, Croc.
Happy tears. We can't say crocodile tears.
Yeah, crocodile tears.
That was terrible.
I love it.
Yeah.
So-
Croc made me cry. I'm so happy for you.
All right. Love you, brother. Love you. So, Seek or Access, my man. So, what is your what if moment? The one that stands out? Because I know you deal with a lot. So, what is yours?
Well, this week I had probably one of the hardest insider RICO racketeering type situations come across my desk yet. Like one of the most insane cases I've ever seen. Now, I can't really describe the details of it because there's too much ongoing. But what I can do is I can paint for you a hypothetical that's equivalent.
Okay.
So let's say you and Angel have fired up a nonprofit that's got its purpose. You guys are doing your thing honorably and honestly. But then, just as a matter of convenience and frankly nepotism, you involve your relatives in this. They could be cousins, parents, brother, sister, that sort of thing. But they're not you guys. They're not inside your family unit. What essentially this individual has dealt with is he involved his parents in a nonprofit organization, and instead of them actually doing what they were supposed to do, being upfront, being honest, and playing by all bureaucratic rules associated, it would appear that his own parents partnered with organized crime outfits to commit insurance fraud using the nonprofit corporation, and then relying on criminal, almost cyberpunk tier intimidation to try to stop him from reporting any of the crime, with the implication that we're so close to you that we can hurt you if we want it. So you need to stay silent. And apparently there's just been a crazy amount of financial damage. There's been a bunch of emotional intimidation. The guy's had to hire private security. It's just been a huge freaking nightmare. And I was confronted with a situation of, how can I most effectively advise this individual to manage what essentially amounts to a RICO case started by, like, his mom and dad. So basically, imagine if you got your mom and dad involved in your business, and then they partnered up with the Italian mafia and stole a bunch of your money.
Oh my God.
So it's like I'm living in an episode of The Sopranos right now. But I was confronted with how to best advise this guy on how to move forward in this, because this is not just like his business partner. It's not even like a high school friend who did this to him. It's his flesh and blood, the ones responsible for producing him. So, and for those of you who might have complicated relationships with your parents, imagine your parents partnered with the mafia to steal from you, and how that might complicate how you feel about your old mom and dad.
Oh my God, that is like, that's impressive. Scary impressive, but still impressive. Now, of course, the ramifications of that is, if you advise incorrectly or wrongly, in a way, you could be responsible for whatever occurs to this individual, or his business and his family. Right. I mean, that dude, how do you even face a what if situation like that? That's crazy.
Very, very carefully. It's probably the best answer I have for you, because with this guy, I'm talking about security. I'm talking about, like, are you armed? Like, have you considered getting a Ring camera? Like, even though we don't like flock and stuff like that, like, there's just so many elements of this. It's like, okay, well, this poor son of a bitch is having, with no choice or fault of his own, to compromise freedom for safety and security. And I can barely even communicate with him, because according to him, they had hired someone who hacked almost every account that he had. And there were no less than 5 rogue devices on his iOS Apple ID that were named exactly the same as his personal computer. But Apple security confirms with us that it's not his shit. Like, it might look the same, it might even sound the same, but none of the MAC addresses are the same, none of the IPs are the same, and none of the locations are the same. So wherever these 4 to 5 rogue devices were logging into his Apple ID from, they were not logging in from him. It was not him.
Damn, that's insane. And now I couldn't imagine. So I'll be interested to find out what the outcome of that was. So when you can share down the road.
Ongoing case, ongoing investigation, multiple jurisdictions, multiple tiers. This
Oh,
covers
yeah.
state to federal, and it's beyond insane. But I wish the best to my associate, and I do hope that he gets out the other side of this. I see a light at the end of the tunnel for him, even though he feels like he's living in a tinfoil nightmare that he never created.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can even imagine. I mean, most of us, we have a situation that maybe we don't have a lot of choice. Maybe something's forced on us, like YouTube or things like that, or maybe we got fired from a job, or the business closed down, whatever. But a situation like that, I couldn't even fathom what that would be like to deal with. That is absolutely insane. So yeah, our prayers are with him, and I'm glad you can see a light of the tunnel, and hopefully you can help direct him safely out of that tunnel.
Yeah, that's freaking insane.
Yeah,
Even if I
that's-
literally have to find a community member who'd be willing to rent him a cot in a living room or something, that's what that might be what I have to do in order to give this guy infosec
Safe.
where he can literally wake up and go to sleep and feel okay. Because I literally, even if you held a gun to my head and asked me at the threat of my life without telling you, I couldn't actually tell you what this guy's living situation is. He's that transient.
Sounds like it's probably a good thing right now. Transient's a good thing. So, hey, Cyber Unicorn, good to see you, dear. Welcome to the stream. Glad you made it home. And yes, I told you guys I would give you an update. Now, if you haven't already started following Down Home Crypto, I highly recommend do so. We talk about everything in here. But one thing we did share is I heard Uniduck completed its journey across the country and is now in the very loving, capable hands of Cyber Unicorn. So, good to hear, dear.
I sent her a couple of Idaho Spud bars because, hey, the box came from Idaho. It had to go with Idaho Spud bars. And she got a baggie full of duckies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Candy
awesome.
Ducks and Uniduck.
Yo,
I love it. What I do for a Spud bar right now? Croc, brother, man, can you have Spud bars now? I remember a while back I was going to send you some, but you couldn't have them because you were on a very strict diet. Can you have Idaho Spud bars? If so, man, DM me. I will absolutely guarantee to get you some Idaho Spud bars and some other special Idaho candy just to you, just to celebrate your victory.
absolutely. I will send that out this weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, we will make it happen, brother. We'll give you a taste of Idaho.
DM me,
Same-
DM Serenity. One of us, we will get that goodies to you.
Absolutely. So, well, I'm glad you got your package over there, Unicorn, because yes. And as you guys know, that was a special gift from Sealy, who is the mother of Mum of Minions. There we go. I'll get it right. Ashley, that we got to visit when we went to ETH Denver and spend the evening with her family. That was one of the special gifts I got from her son, Sealy. And so I'm just happy to pay it forward. And I hope Uniduck has a great adventure with you. Oh yeah, diet restrictions are lifted. Just got to watch my salt intake. All right. Okay.
Yeah, salt's
Correct.
not a problem.
Yeah. DM me, bud. We will make sure nothing salt, all sugar. It'll be great. You might be diabetic by the time you're done, but hey, it'll be great. It's not an end. That's right. There's never an ending.
No,
Just until next time.
as not end. So
Oh,
saving
as
that
not-
candy as my special treat, not and my special treat.
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. Worth it. Yeah, totally worth it. Absolutely. Uniduck is going to live in my work desk. I love it. Yeah, Uniduck needs some new adventures. And when you find somebody worthy to pass Uniduck on to brighten their days, pass them on through. Keep paying it forward. That's what it's all about. Okay, Alpha Cruise man. So what was your what if moment this week that really stands out, and how did it turn out? You're muted. I'm muted. You're muted. We're both muted.
Oh yeah, I'm muted.
There you
There's
go.
a lot of noise outside.
Shut up out there! Oh, sorry. That helped.
Yeah, so I just had to mute my mic. But
Thank you.
my what if moment would probably be, I was talking to my fiance. I was like, we're just talking about like how we got to where we are, and reminding me of, like, I think 2016, I changed schools, and basically it would have taken me away from everyone that I knew. It did take me away from everyone that I knew. I basically reinvented myself at this new school, and something happened there where I woke up to fake snow, you could say, in the form of carbon monoxide, as someone emptied a what's it called, a fire extinguisher in the dorm room, because we lived in the dorm, so the door was closed and everything. They emptied it through a window, like completely emptied. So I woke up to snow this high next to me. The whole room was just like snowing, because it's white, so it's snowing.
Right.
So I woke up unable to breathe. A lot of the people in the room, because we were like 6 people, we were all just like really, and 2 of them had asthma, so those 2 were really struggling. But I got them out. A friend of mine also, he like dragged 2 of them, just like he literally pulled them because they were busy collapsing, and like dragged them out of the room. So, but because of that, my grades dropped like rapidly, because I was still at school at that time. I started getting panic attacks almost daily, because it was a horrible experience. Like literally almost every day I would just like suddenly struggle to breathe. Like, and it still happens now and then, but not the panic attacks. I have been somewhat diagnosed with asthma now. So yeah, that's great. I got my pump over here. I got my Astra vent also permanently close by at this point, because my doctor said I have to keep on the inhaler, just make sure to have the preventer every day. But it's like, to me, it's just like, what if that didn't happen? What if that course of action never happened? I didn't go through those panic attacks, because the panic attacks ended up making my grades drop so much that I left that school, because it was a school of elites, literally elites. You don't stay there unless you're the best of the best. There was only like, I think we were only 100 students in the grade. So each grade only had like 100 students, and they only had 3 grades. I don't know what it translates to in the US, so I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
It's only the last 3 grades of high school, basically. So only those 3 grades. And obviously the best of the best, it's elite school. And because my grades dropped, I had to leave. But it's like, what if that didn't happen? What if I what if that never happened? My grades stayed, because I was a top student. I was one of the best on the school, literally. I was top student in everything. I had the best connections, the best. Everyone knew who I was. Everyone was always vouching for me for everything. I was student council. I was on my way to be student council president the next year. Just literally everything was going right for me until that happened. So it's like, what if that didn't happen? Where would I be? What would things have looked like right now? So it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. But life would have been very different, because I would have been in a very different environment up to this point. I would have probably had very different friends. I would have been a very different people. Maybe things would have been, I don't know, like I would have maybe been a stuck-up son of a bitch. Who knows? But
Wait, you're not already? When did that change?
let's say this is like level 1. I would have been like level 10. Let's put it like that.
Oh, okay. You'd have been worse.
Like I say, elitist. Like really, when I say elitist, I mean that's the best school in Cape Town, like in Western Cape, probably even the best. I only got in because of my grades, and they gave me a full scholarship.
I have a question for you, Alpha. Would you have met your fiance if you had still been at that school?
I don't think I would have been with her if I had still been at that school, because I met her before then. But because everything was so different, I likely would not have been with her now. That's the thing. Yeah. So it's like,
isn't that crazy to think about those dominoes and those ripples?
It is crazy. It really is crazy.
That's a great thing to segue into the next session. But before I do that, guys, I do want to give you an update real quick. Just heard back from Cy. Rose did get the piece of material out of her eye, and they are discharging her now, so she is okay, and she will be home safely here soon. So good to hear it, Rose. Love you guys, and hope for speedy recovery, and hope all is well. So we'll check in with her in Discord a little bit later. So, and that brings about the next thing, Alphas. We talked about the what ifs of today, but how often do we spend time dwelling on the what ifs of yesterday? What if I hadn't taken that job? What if I hadn't wrecked that car? I can tell you from my experiences personally, all growing up, I went through ROTC, which is like junior military through high school and things like that. My plan was to go to the Air Force Academy and fly jets. I made sure I had the great GPAs for it. I had a letter of recommendation from the senator of Idaho. And on my 18th birthday, that night I went out and I wrecked my 73 Charger. And I was showing off to girls, being stupid, and I lied to the cops about it. Because I was 18 that day, and because I lied to the cops, he was going to teach me a lesson. So he arrested me for reckless driving. Now, in the state of Idaho, reckless driving is a felony. Now, with a felony, you cannot go into the military until that's discharged or dealt with. So, needless to say, my entire future went out the window. Everything I'd planned and worked for the last 8-10 years was completely obliterated by one action. And I've oftentimes looked back in my life and said, what if I hadn't done that? What if I hadn't lied? What if I hadn't decided to race and be stupid? What would my life be like today?
First Lieutenant Serenity. That's what
Yeah.
it'd be like.
Exactly. And it's an interesting puzzle. And I think a lot of us spend a lot of times going down that rabbit hole. Or is that just me? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a common thing, or is that something that is just stuck in my brain?
I think it is really common. I went in the military. My daughter was 4. And I went in the military thinking, okay, I can travel the world. I can take my daughter with me and let her experience this. But then I got hurt. And I came home. Yes, I got my VA benefits. And I have to say, if I hadn't gone in the military, I would not be alive right now. Within 2 years after being discharged, I became extremely ill. My autoimmune system attacked my brain. I had significant brain damage. I had to relearn a lot of things. Ask Serenity, there are times I will just look at him and go, because my word finding is gone. Sometimes I really struggle with that. And I sound like Serenity some days.
Yeah. French fry.
But it
French
took a long
fry.
time for that recovery. The VA sent me to Seattle because the Boise VA could not handle what the treatment I needed. They sent me to Seattle, which is a bigger VA system. They flew me. They paid for my flight. They paid for a nurse to accompany me on the flight because they were scared I was going to seize in the air, that I was going to have seizures. I spent a month in Seattle. So I spent 3 weeks in the hospital before I left. I spent a month in the hospital in Seattle and another couple of weeks when I got back. So basically 2.5, 3 months of my life was in the hospital. And then all of things crack. And then all of the rehab. And it does. All this kind of stuff that if I had not had that level of care and those options, I wouldn't be here because the survival rate for what I had is about 20%.
That's scary.
So, yeah, I'm lucky. If I hadn't have gone in the military, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
And it's profound to think about the little actions. Whether and Crockman, I feel the same way. Yeah, sounds like we're on the same journey, and you had the same kind of situation, hanging out with the wrong people, did the wrong thing, and yeah, it'll burn you. And those little choices in life at the time might seem inconsequential until after the repercussions. So, CK, now I know you've gone through some major changes and stuff. Have you been kind of going down that, or did you go down that rabbit hole of the what ifs? What if I had not done this or done that or done that? Or does everybody deal with that, or is that just me?
Well, no, of course. I mean, and there are a million things I could list or name off of. I probably should have turned right instead of left, or
left instead of right.
Yeah, there are plenty of things. I try to believe I made the best decisions I thought at the time were right, but maybe my mind state might have been not even the best. So like it's really hard to look back on things like that for me, because I'm someone that tries to be grateful and enjoy the present and always stay present. And not I mean I could look back on my life and judge myself or just accept it. So I really don't look either way, negatively or positively. I look at it like I made the best decision I could at the time. And maybe some of them weren't the best decisions at the time, but I accept that. That's about it.
You know, and sometimes we got to do that, man. And so many people beat themselves up for past decisions, and
Yeah.
we have to remember we were not the same person today as we were then. And so, looking back, hindsight, 2020 is always much clearer than it was at the moment in time. So, brother, I'm with you, man. You got to move past it. You got to forgive yourself.
I have another big one, and a lot of people, when I say this, they look at me and say, "What the hell?" I have to look and say, "What if I hadn't gone through addiction and recovery as a result of that?"
That's a huge one.
When before addiction, I was nearly bedridden. Serenity. I didn't do anything. I was in a lot of pain. There was a lot of mental health issues and everything, but because I went into addiction and the flip side of that, got the opportunity to go through recovery, I'm sitting here in looking at applying for management positions. I've had a job in the same place for almost 5 years. I have a job, period. I didn't work for 10 years. I didn't drive. I didn't work. I had a service dog. I did my grocery shopping at 3 a.m. So I get the anxiety alpha, by the way. But I'm sitting here on a live stream going through Toastmasters. I finished my first level, by the way. I got through
Congratulations.
level 1. Yeah, it's
Woohoo!
really cool. And so, but these are things that I never would have imagined 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And so, you know, I have to be thankful for addiction. People think you're grateful you went through addiction. That's exactly Serenity.
Yeah, that sounds so weird. What the? Why would you be grateful for that? What the hell?
You know, but if I hadn't gone through addiction, I wouldn't be in recovery and I wouldn't have grown as much as I have. And so without addiction, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah, and that's interesting. And like Ciel was saying here, you know, I've gone down the rabbit hole many times. Hindsight is 20/20. I have wisdom now that I didn't before. And like you're talking, you know, the recovery, that wisdom, most people don't understand it. They don't understand the different facets of recovery. And man, I wish everybody went through a recovery course, whether you're an addict or not. I guarantee everybody's addicted to something, whether it's soda, it's soap operas, whatever it is. Man, I agree with you. The wisdom you gain from those experiences, good or bad, is profound. And it's something we didn't have before. And so, yeah, man, I think everybody goes through and they fight these battles and they always wonder, you know, what if I do this? What if I do that? And at the moment, like you guys said, is we make the best choice we can at the time because we don't know any different. Afterwards, we may look back and go, damn, that was dumb. What was I thinking? Holy shit. Yeah. I've done that many times. That's like, seriously? Am I retarded? What is wrong with me? I frequently ask that, and I'm sure many of us do. So I'm curious, you know, because we are running out of time, guys. Unfortunately, we keep going longer and longer, which is fine with me, but I don't want to take up all your guys' evening. Unless you want me to, then I will. But if somebody's facing a what if moment now, you know, whether it's to turn left, turn right, to take the job, to apply, to not, to, you know, what piece of wisdom can you share to help them make that decision and hopefully come out the other side in the better decision out of the 2 or 3 or whatever there are?
Follow
Nexus?
your heart. Follow
Oh,
your
CK,
heart.
go ahead. Good.
Follow your heart. That's it.
CK says follow your heart, follow your passion. See, I've tried that and it's led me down dark turns. And I personally can't recommend it. But CK and I have had a very different path.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, two sides of the same coin, though, with just the right amount of yin and yang. In any event, okay, I've written a lot about the locus of control because it's one of the most simple ideas, but it's so complex to grasp. It feels like it takes all your being to grasp it. And this is as good a moment as any to just give a quick rehash for those who don't know, reductively as possible. So you're in a supermarket. You're staring at the mayonnaise aisle. Your wife, girlfriend, fiance, lover has asked you to come home with at least some mayonnaise. But there are 20 different types of mayonnaise on the wall. She simply asked you to bring home mayonnaise. What are you going to do? You're going to buy the cheapest one so that the bill is lower? You're going to buy the really nice one that's clean and good for your body so that your wife is pleased by the fact that you'll both live longer by consuming something that's not full of Nestle's crap. So the locus of control is everything in this situation. You have two of them. You have the external locus and you have the internal locus. The external locus is the shit you can't control. So what mayonnaise are on the shelf in the grocery closest to my house? I'm not the manager of the grocery. I am not in control of what mayonnaise I can buy. That's out of my hands. Factually, fundamentally, I can't affect that unless I give them feedback and ask for less of this mayonnaise and more of another one. That's about the most I could do. But then we have the internal locus of control. This is the one that everyone, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in business, if you're a trader, this is what you need to be focused on. You shouldn't focus even on what the price is of any given asset. You should focus on how much of your own bags you have control over. That means you control when you buy, when you sell. If you buy a premium and lose money when the price drops, there's no one else to blame but yourself. That's not the market's fault. The stuff trades at what it trades at. What you can control is your own discipline. You can control your own life. You can control which jar of mayonnaise you put in your grocery cart. And it's a very simple thing. It's a very simple idea. But overall, this will lead to a complex series of improvements on your own choices. If you can not just subject yourself always to, okay, well, there's infinite things I can't control, so that's what I'm sort of obsessed with, is all of the things I can't control. If you stay that way, you live your life as a reactionary. You don't have a plan. You will always be reacting to what everything and everyone else is already doing.
You're a victim.
But if you and this whole victim mentality, a lot of it comes from staying focused on the external locus of control. There are things we can't control. If five guys hold you down and do something horrible to you, you have lost control of your body. You've lost control of yourself. That is not your fault. And that is something I've actually had to say to crypto scam victims who've lost control of their own wallet. It is not their fault that they lost control of their own wallet. It is not their fault that there are bad guys who are inventing clever ways for you to give up your money to them. There are always going to be bad guys who are trying to invent the next clever way to get you to give up all of your money to them. That will never change. But what we can do as individuals is we can stay vigilant. It is literally Sarah Connor in the second Terminator movie, okay? She spends the entire movie focused on her external locus of control until she gets to Mexico. Once she gets to Mexico, she literally carves "there is no fate" into a picnic table and then proceeds to charge off to try to change the future. Now, I'm not saying we should all be Sarah Connor and start executing CEOs of tech companies. That is absolutely not what I am saying. But what I am saying is that Sarah Connor took control of her own life and expressly decided to make choices. And when she had the opportunity to commit cold-blooded murder, kill a tech CEO's entire family just because she knew what he was going to bring about, she doesn't do it. She doesn't commit cold-blooded murder because in the end, humanity is more important.
Very true. And so often people they blame not having control on everything else instead of looking at how they can take control. Because right now we all feel very much out of control, whether it's the government, it's what's going on in politics, the markets. We can still choose. We can choose our actions. And that's really the only power we've ever had is the power of choice. And little secret for being on this planet for half a millennia, so far that's the only power I've ever had is the power of choice. So don't give over on that control. So yeah, Nexus, man, you are so wise there. I love that.
Yep, and I just noted in the chat, it's in a way it's ironic because the same tech billionaire in the plot of the movie helps a machine commit arson against his entire enterprise and everything he built. When you give the guy like that a chance to exercise his locus of control, and you tell him the horror that he is about to inflict, i.e., billions of dead people, he will literally go, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea, and he changed his mind.
There you go. And sometimes all we need is an outside force or somebody else with a different perspective. Say, hey, did you really think about this before you thought about it? I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos on YouTube where people do the dumbest things on the planet. Like, you obviously didn't think about this before you did that, did you? Like, well, maybe not as well as I should have. Huh. Could have told you that, pal.
It's one of those, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but
Right.
I did it anyway.
So, what about you, Wild Angel? What you've gone through a pretty, let's say, eventful life of situation. So, what piece of wisdom can you share that you practice today for your next what if moment?
It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be excited. Just make a choice and do it. Even if you're scared, the worst thing that's going to happen, it doesn't work. You can usually come back from that. When I apply for this job, if I don't get it, I'm no worse off. Luckily, that's the worst thing that can happen. I mean, some choices, it could be, life or death, but usually they're not that drastic. Most of the what ifs aren't that drastic that we obsess about. It might be, oh, crap, I can't pay my bills this month because I really blew it, but don't let fear stop you. Actually, fear tells you that it's worth doing. Because if you're not afraid or at least nervous about the end result, if it's like, oh, this is easy, I'm just going to do it. Is anything worth doing that easy? If you think about it, really, the big things that are really worth doing take work, take effort, and are a little scary. It's okay to be afraid.
Absolutely. But it's not okay to let that fear control you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Make a choice and do it. And if you choose not to do the what if, be willing to accept those consequences too.
Very true. Very true. And by the way, I was going to, I'll give you a little hint. So along those same lines, Wild Angel, I found myself in this what if moment. It's like, what if everything goes great? And I need to really start analyzing another piece of my life. I need to grow a little more than what I have. So Alpha, you're really going to love this because just yesterday I started a new adventure on the side instead of watching YouTube or things like this. And so for a hobby, I thought I would start learning Solidity
Oh
code.
yeah. Welcome to hell.
Learning
Welcome now.
Solidity had me running out of the room at East Denver in tears. I had
She did.
never run a line of code in my life. And I walked into the engineer's room, sat down thinking, I can do this.
It
No,
looks
I
like
can't
this.
do this. I ran.
It looks all nice and colorful and inviting in the beginning.
Right.
I had no idea what it was, but it's kind of cool because Serenity's learning Solidity, and I've kind of got the design bug, and we've tossed a couple ideas around about maybe designing our own app, and he's got one side of it and I've got the other.
Oh,
We'll see what happens.
speak to y'all about that.
What if?
We
That-
need to have a
Who knows?
conversation. Because that's
Let me get through my first 40 lessons of basic for beginner thing, because that's what I found was a YouTube video. I'm like, hey, I'm watching YouTube videos anyway. I might as well do something and learn something about it. So what the hell? What if I actually enjoy it? What if I become good at it? Yeah. What ifs are everywhere. So Alpha, what are the what ifs you have faced lately, or in the future? How do you deal with them?
I try to think very pragmatically about it. So I try to, no matter what the what if, I try to think, okay, there's options. Obviously, there's options. There's generally always options. There's always two that immediately come to mind with everything. It's like, oh, do this or do that. But it's like, I'll try to stop and be like, is there another option? Is there something I'm missing? I'll try to analyze it and then be like, okay, if I don't come up with an option right now, I'll give it some time and maybe sleep on it. See if I come up with something in the morning. Sleeping on things is more often than not that makes a huge difference because your brain is just so good once you sleep. And then if I finally have all the final options, you could say, I'll try to weigh things. So I'll use a weighted system where I'll be like, okay, 70% this, 60% this. So I'm leaning towards this option, then I'll go with that because then I've already made up my mind. The moment your brain decides, at least to me, it's like the moment your brain decides this one has a higher percentage of working out the way you want it to, do that. Then it's just stop thinking about it. You're not going to come to a different conclusion no matter how much you think about it. And if you do decide to go the opposite direction, you're probably going to be like, I really should have gone the other way. We don't have time for regrets. Screw that. Just take whatever your brain was like, okay, that's the better option. Do that. It's done.
Absolutely.
That's
And full
how I
send.
handle things. Full
Yeah,
send.
and when
Full send it.
yeah, full send. We don't have send nothing here. And for me, guys, the advice I've got is, what if who you see in the mirror today is the exact same person you're looking back at you 10 years from now, or 20 years, or 30 years? So often we get comfortable with who we are because we don't take those what if moments. We don't seize the opportunity. We don't go out and try and grow because we're afraid or we're uncomfortable. Maybe we're not smart enough. What if I'm not smart enough to learn Solidity? What if I don't know? And yeah, like you, Croc-Man, I learned C++ 15 years ago, kind of. I did it for a night's class for fun. Yeah, that's
Very
what I did for
different.
fun. Stupid.
Very different now.
Haven't done it since. So what if I suck at it? That's okay. You know what the benefit is? I tried. Because the worst thing you can do is look back in your life 10 or 15 or 20 years from now and say, you know what? I'm exactly as I was. I didn't try. I didn't take chances. I didn't grow. That is the worst thing I think you could ever have in life, is to not grow, to be stagnant. So instead of being afraid of what if I screw up? What if I make a mistake? What if I make the wrong choice? Instead, be more afraid. What if I never grow? What if I never strive? What if I am the same person for the rest of my life? For a lot of us, that's a pretty terrifying thought. So think on that next time. And then, use all the advice up here. Weigh your options. Take some sleep on it. And then from there, full send it. One way or another, right or wrong. At least you can say you tried wholeheartedly. So that's what I got for you guys. Anything else you want to share before we close this out tonight?
Here's something, guys. I know a lot of you have been kind of listening about Dreaming Dragon and everything. So I put Dreaming Dragon on the back burner while I'm in school, because it's like I have enough on my plate. I just kind of had to step back. Well, I had a Christmas order, so I'm working on that. And then, of all the weird things, when I was shopping for a basket for our United Way auction in October, I was at Michael's and I was looking for pattern books because I usually include one. in my crochet baskets. And I hear this lady talking to a little girl. Well, I don't know what hook you need. So I kind of stick my head around the corner. I said, I don't work here, but is there anything I can help you with? I hear you had some questions. And I handed him a Dreaming Dragon card and helped him. I had helped him with yarn and hook and all this stuff. So it was the little girl's 9th birthday. Her name is Ava. Sweet young lady.
Hi, Ava.
Yeah. Last weekend, I went and did a class for her, a 2-hour lesson. About Monday, Tuesday, I got an email from a friend of the mom who has 2 little girls. And I am doing in mid-December, doing a mom and me lesson for all 3 of them.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
cool.
this is not, I mean, yeah, I've taught. I was education coordinator at Joann's. But what if I hadn't put my head around the corner? There was nobody around. I could have left them to their own devices. For me, it felt wrong. And so I did it. And, now I will have enriched 5 people's lives because Ava's mom kind of peeked over her shoulder. Maybe mom
Nice.
will pick it up. And
Maybe. And now
Grandma-
you're going around the neighborhood. Everybody knows, hey, call Wild Angel. She will help you.
yeah. And so while this is on the back burner, things are happening. And it's like, okay, we'll do this. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but okay. So we'll see. But, you never know when those opportunities are going to present themselves. Even if it's just, hey, can I help you?
Right.
And holy cow, I'm teaching 4 people.
That's amazing. And it's such a simple act. An act of kindness goes so far, and the rewards are profound. And one that I always recommend is spreading little yellow ducks around. Support Project Duck Depression by helping people find their happiness. Get a bag of ducks from Amazon or wherever and just start laying them around. And you never know what kind of joy you can bring to somebody's life. Sometimes you can ask them in the store, hey, can I help you with something? Or just, how's your day going? You'd be amazed at what type of connections and what kind of growth you can do. So, guys, that is all the time we have this week. So I do apologize, but we do have to close it down because I know Wild Angel needs food. Otherwise, she gets hangry. But in all your battles you're going to face, and all your challenges, the simple fact is nobody knows the answer. All you can do is what you feel is right at the time. Take the wisdom we've tried to share and our experiences, and hopefully they will serve you well in the future growth. So I love you all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Be good out there.
Never.
I've walked through the fire, chased every shadow